Yeah, command prompt, yes. Go to some folder, create one folder, suppose
But
folder name.
it should be created with command prompt.
No,
Sir,
no, folder
I
is
was I was following these steps.
npm installed. No, yeah, already installed. It is there. No, CLI is installed globally, no problem.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
ng new demo app. Yeah, go for that. Yeah, ng new.
And
Give the name. One second. One second. Create a code string. Okay, fine. Password.
is
Give
it
some password project. Try. Password project. Try.
fine, sir?
Trial. Yeah, fine.
Enter.
Yeah, enter. I just want to check one thing. If I create a library and if I create a component, where it is getting created. Go for yes. Yeah. CSS.
Sir, should I open this in VS Code so that we will get where it is installing?
Yes. Open it. Is workspace got created?
Sir,
Continue.
sir, it is opening, sir. Same time.
Workspace got created. Your trial workspace got created.
Yes, sir, it is created.
Okay. No, the workspace name is trial workspace. No,
Password project trial.
it is created.
Yes, sir, here it is.
It is still installing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. These are installed now.
Create a directory, a library. Go to
Give me a minute, sir. It's installing.
yeah, still install. Others, please try the sprint, whatever has been assigned to you guys. The same thing, password validation.
Yes, sir. Now CD.
Create a library. Yeah, CD, go to the trial folder. CD trial folder.
Okay, CD password.
CD star trial. Okay, go everything. Star. Use star now. You don't have to type. Yeah, star. Yeah.
Enter.
While enter. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Now you create a library. One second. You type dir here.
Yeah.
No, you open it in the Visual Studio VS Code. You open this folder structure.
Here it is open already.
Here it is open. No. Click on SRC. It is having app. Click on app. It is having component. Okay, fine. That is what I would like to check. Fine. So that means the default component is there over here. Now you create a library.
What was the command?
ng generate. I'll tell you.
ng generate library.
ng generate library.
Recording in progress.
Library name.
Yeah, give the name of the library. Give the name of the
Library
library.
name
Password LIP suppose. Enter.
Fine, sir.
Fine. Now you create a separate component. That is what I would like to check.
Now
Check your distribution folder.
this project has been created, sir.
Okay. Then now the project folder got created.
Yes,
Okay.
with another
SRC.
No, it's correct. You are in the right track. See, what I observed is the only step we are missing is explicitly we need to build the project. So we have to make our prompt to locating our project, password library project, and give ng build.
Now build.
After that, do it. Not in the
Now
project. You have to set your prompt and try once it will work.
Then prompt to set where?
Wait, let it get built. Let it get completed.
Now we want to add some two component. So normal ng. Yeah.
And I'll do one more step, which we must. Now go to SRC project. Password library project SRC library. You HTML, no, you will not have HTML. There will be only template. This is for everyone. So go password library project.component.ts. Second file. So when you create a library, if you notice that there is no template URL, only template is there. So if you want to create HTML and you make template URL and whatever you want, you can have it over there. See, else you have like all the HTML inside your template. You can create a separate HTML file and can have all your HTML over there. Where you got stuck? What was the Alright. Okay, what you have you done any coding? Have you connected with it?
No, ma'am.
Shall we connect?
Yes, ma'am. I started from scratch.
Okay. So I all of you pay attention. So requesting all of you to pay attention and just observe what is happening in iOS project. So he created a project named as Password Project Trial, and it consists of default app component. Apart from that, he created a library, and the library name as Password Library Project. And by default, library is having only test file, your component, and separate module file, service file. We have not discussed about services, but additionally services also created. So component, module, service. What is missing?
Index.html.
If you want to avoid the confusion, you create HTML file. Do it. Right click your library, add a new file, and you give that same name. What is your library name? Password -library project component.html. Project
component.html. Fine, ma'am.
-component.html. Fine. You give enter. Okay, you write something inside your HTML. You give h2 tag, and you give inside library. Later we will do those data passing inside password library. Now go to your component.ts file. No, not app component, password component.ts.
That's password component.ts.
Password library project component.ts. Yeah, same file. You will find template in line number 5.
Yes, ma'am.
Instead of template, you give template URL. You delete 6, 7, 8, 9. All 4 lines. And that single quotes also. No, URL. You try to use IntelliSense.
Okay.
You delete everything. You delete 7th line. You delete colon.
I have deleted one.
You delete. It should be template URL. U alone caps.
Okay.
You don't correct. You get it from IntelliSense. You delete that. You delete everything. You can get from your IntelliSense.
Yeah, ma'am, I got it.
Single quotes.
Single quotes.
// it is in same folder, so you can give // password. You give control space bar.
Control space bar.
Okay. You choose password, library, project, component. No. It should be no, you delete. It's not correct. It should come with hyphen and all.
Slash.
// you give control, you give a password, library, project. You give password, small letter password. You give control plus space bar.
Without // can you try only by name?
No, / or you don't, it's password, library, project. Oh my god, I got confused with his name.
Ma'am, this is the library, this is the project name.
No, don't give that. So password, library, project. Inside I can see okay, you rename it. By the way, you copy paste it. It's not the capital letter, it's not correct.
What should I rename?
That's what. Wait. I'll take the control. So you right click, you rename, you will get the path. Copy, paste it. I cannot slow. I cannot control your machine.
But ma'am, I have given the permission.
Save all. It's working, no error. Save all. Maximize it. Can we pass some input?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you, till it's clear. See, I did only small change. I created one HTML file and we have added as under our component as template URL.
And why we did this?
So to avoid the confusion between your class code and your designing part. This is a practice we are using from day one. So same thing we have implemented in library. Shall we continue data passing between your library and your component? Guys, I'm waiting for your acknowledgement.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I just joined at the time he created a new project. Same thing we want to do. So you can try directly creating a project, creating 2 components, and you can do password validation. I don't have problem at all. Since we touched on this library part, the requirement of the sprint is your password validation should be kept as a separate library. So now you want to communicate between your library and your app component. That is what we are going to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let me capture some data. I cannot control. It's not coming in good speed. Okay. So if I want to get the data from app component to library, so we will use at input. So by the way, you need to capture maximum length and minimum. Not getting error.
Ma'am. Ma'am, you said that minimum length and maximum length should be captured in parent.
From parent, Parent, you need to pass to child. So I should
So
have
this-
minimum.
So this is parent, ma'am. You password lib project.component.ts.
Is this parent?
No, ma'am.
So here is a place where I am gonna to validate. So your library is gonna to validate. So it is not a parent. As per your application, I'm gonna to pass app component because later I may change. Actually, in my project, let's assume Ayush and me, both of us are creating a different project. In my project, I want minimum length as 10, maximum as 20. Ayush project, you want minimum as 6, maximum as 12. So both the different projects is having different requirement. So we need to pass the maximum and minimum from there to here. Got it?
Ma'am, I have one question. Ma'am, the input and output should be done between parent and child, right?
Right.
So why we are doing this input in password live project component.ts? Is it parent?
Because according to your sprint, they want this library to be reused in multiple projects. They want you to create as a separate project.
Hello, ma'am.
Go ahead with your query. Yes.
But we're publishing entire package, na? Then why we doing this in library?
We are not gonna to do an entire project.
Because previously, just now, since from done that publishing that package, na, entire package. That's why I'm asking.
Actual requirement of the sprint is we want to publish this library so that you can reuse this library. That is why maximum and length is we are sending from there to here. Each project, the requirement differs. I know on first sprint of component, it will be like confusing. You can do with regular project creation and 2 component, no problem at all. So additionally, they want us to create this password validator as a separate library so that if any project can use that. Why any project? Let's assume I have an e-commerce project. So here I want password to be minimum 5 characters to maximum 10. Whereas I am gonna to create some banking application where password, oh my God, why don't do anything? I'm annotating on your screen. Password should be minimum some 8 characters to 20 characters. It can be 2 projects. So e-commerce project and banking project, both they need what?
Password.
Password validator service. So what we are gonna to do is we are gonna to create password validator as a separate library. From my e-commerce project, I want to pass this minimum length 5 here, maximum length 10 here. So my password validator has to validate based on 5 and 10 and needs to return the error message. Whereas when I give banking application, in banking application, I will pass 8 and 20. So based on minimum length 80 and 20, my password validator library will do validation. Anything Hasib you want to add? This is so they want this password validator to be created as a library and you keep it in your registry. So later you can use it for any project. Let's assume we are going to create an NIT login application. Here also I want to do password. Here I want between 6 to 12. Can I use this service? Can I use the service?
Yes.
But this time from parent, I want to pass 6 and 12. So that is what I told. From our app component, you need to pass minimum length and maximum length here. If you publish this project, later, depend upon the requirement, you may pass any minimum and maximum. So I have created this demo just to pass the data. Let's take minimum and maximum length itself. I will pass minimum and maximum length from app component to password library. Shall we try? So that is what I want to try on Ayush machine.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it? So you can do with, as usual, 2 components in one project. Additionally, they want to reuse this library so that any project can pass their password minimum and maximum and they can try. Listen carefully. I'll go with as usual steps. In front of you only, I'm going to do a code. So in app component, go to your app component.ts. So listen, let me give minimum length as 6. Maximum length, I can give any hello or hi message. Just for your understanding, I'm giving maximum as 12. Sorry, semicolon. It's taking time. So we want to pass minimum and maximum to our library. Shall I continue? So from app component, I have minimum and maximum I want to pass to here. But you can pass directly, but small changes to be done. So those changes are, you build your project. Once if you build, you will create project library module. So you when you build your project, you will get this project module. So you copy this module. Go to your app module.ts. You need to import the same. Let's see. We'll do in the other way. Instead of importing, let us do quick fix and import it. Quick fix. So when you build, it will be automatically under your public API, or otherwise you can get it from your direct source. So whenever if you build, automatically it will create under public API, or you can import it from your regular source. So we have already built. So don't forget to build. That is why I told after creating a library, build your project. Okay, go to your app component HTML. Okay, before let me give some value. So I will give, go to app component. I'm giving minimum and maximum. So this minimum and maximum I am passing as a property binding to my child. So you delete everything. So let me give H1 inside app root component. How to call child? So you call with the name. So library hyphen library project. What we need to pass? So let us pass maximum length and minimum length. I am passing minimum length. The data needs to be fetched from the variable minimum length. Oh my God, it's equal to. Anything wrong with my spelling, please point out. Double quotes is missing. It will throw error until you capture with input. You give maximum length equal to not small letter. I'll confirm once. Is that clear? We just passed through property binding, maximum length and minimum length. To avoid confusion, I'm using same property name. So in my parent, I have minimum length, maximum length. I'm passing to my child password library project with the same property name. Shall I go to library child component?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, do we need to pass input here?
If you want, you pass it and you bind with ng model. I'll do it. I'll pass minimum and maximum. Later, I'll try on input. So input is not required. Input, you can have it here. So let me capture input maximum length. By the way, please import. Input. Finally, let me go and capture it. So you can capture directly. So to avoid this segregation, I created a separate HTML. Inside password library HTML. So let me give H2 minimum length of password. Spelling. Maximum length of password, where max and min get transferred from my parent component to my library. Build and run your project, Ayush.
Yes, ma'am.
Done. If it is any error, let's see. It's password project trial.
It's taking time.
No problem.
And in app.component.html, there will be showing one error, na, ma'am.
It's showing error. Okay, go to HTML. Because of this unwanted space. What is the spelling I gave?
It is correct.
Keep your cursor. Min length. Oh, I think we need to give 2 input. I'm gonna to get. Check whether it got built. You build again.
I have done. Should I open?
Built, no? You open it. Check in your browser whether it got launched in 512674.
Ma'am, it takes time, but it opens automatically.
Once it is done, I will tell you the most important steps alone.
Ma'am, this is the one.
All right. Output is not a big deal. So we just connected inside root followed with inside our library. We passed minimum and maximum from project app to our library. See, the 6 and 12 we are getting from app component. All right, go to your project structure. So only one thing I want to say is, whenever if you are generating a library, comes with your component file, module file, and services. So either you can create an explicit module, even that is not required. So what do you mean by the word module? Module, the word module is new to us.
Folder.
Can we say module as folder? If I have one project, inside project, if I create different folders, different files, also if I have many functions, functions are also called as what?
Package.
Modules. Breaking down a complex structure into n number of smaller units called as modules. That module can be a subdirectory, sub-files, or even our usual functions. Functions also we can call it as modules. So it generates with component as well as modules. Go to modules. You were in module. So password library project component has been imported, and we have this, how we have app module. Likewise, for our library, we have a library module. So instead of component, what you want to import in your app component, in your app module file, you need to import your project module. So password library project module, your library. I think some time back, for who thrown an error, you try to import this component.ts file. So don't import component.ts, please import your library project module. Where you need to import? Guys, this password library project module, this module needs to be imported in
App component.
App module, ma'am.
module.ts. So this module consists of all the library components. So it's you, instead of importing your component, you need to import the module. So go to app module.ts. In your app module.ts, you need to import your password library project module. So which you need to build. So you can do all these only after building. Then only it will be stored in your public API folder. So here. So build it automatically, you will get this module file. So import it and also import it under your import section. That's all. You can proceed with the regular way. Again, I'm repeating. You can do it with two different components. Even you can do with one component also. But the project, the sprint requirement is you need to use input-output property. So we have to handle that input bound and output bound property. From one component will be parent, the other will be child. So they want our child component as a separate library project. So for that, we are creating a library inside our main project. So when you generate a library, automatically you will get project folder, library name and source and the respective files. Is that clear? Will you give a try? Even I have started up the project. So minimum and maximum is passed from app component to project. What we need to do in project, you need to keep a text box. So that text, you will be having a text box, and I'm leaving to you. Based on the change on your text box, you do this validation. Else you keep a button and event trigger, you do it event trigger, and you perform your validation function based on length. Go to password library component.ts. So keep an text box inside your HTML, and based on the text box event or button click, go to your TS file. So based on the maximum length and minimum length, you check the length of your password text box value. And you return the error message too. So from your password library, you again send back an error message to your app component. It is possible. Okay, try to complete the sprint. Try to complete it by today itself.
Okay, ma'am. Should
Thanks,
I stop?
Ayush. You can stop.
Thank you, ma'am.
Instead of importing the component, please import the module.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
I have gone with another way. Can I share?
Yeah.
But ma'am, my function is not invoking. And whenever I try, it's not showing here.
Show me your code. So you create a library or regular component?
Regular component.
All right. Give me 1 minute time to analyze your code.
Yes, ma'am.
So in your component 1, you have text box.
Yeah.
Function 1. What is that K1? What you are getting from K1?
I'm trying to get connection. Is it connecting or not? So I just...
Okay. Okay, go to your TypeScript file. Go to your HTML. Have you used password under ng model?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Show me your output. What is happening?
Actually, my function is not invoking. Suppose this is a empty, na, so it has to show accordingly error message. It did not throwing.
You are not getting
Output, yeah. Error message.
Okay, nothing you are getting when you click a button.
Yeah.
Okay, go to your code. Keep your cursor on your button. I can see some warning. Type attribute is not set. That's fine. You give alert message.
Where, ma'am?
Inside your function 1.
Okay.
See, I just want to test your function is working or not. You give alert and give some message. And next line, you give alert of password. Not in double quotes, simply password. Save. Save all. Okay, go to your command browser. You type something on password and you give validate. You okay. Password is also there. All right, now go to your code. Okay. Length. If it is empty, if it is less than 8, okay. Go to your HTML. Go to HTML file. Not component 2, component 1 only. You use interpolation and display result. That is a problem. or you want to pass the result over there. Okay, you give results.
I'm not getting what is it.
Using interpolation, you type results. Save and try. Go to your browser. Type something.
Now I'm getting this.
It's working, no. It will. You give empty. You don't type anything. Submit.
No, it's not giving for empty.
Then you change that else if part, or you give maximum range. I'm not okay with your last version. You try. You try this. We discussed on our JavaScript under validation.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am, I will see.
You try.
India.
Any error you got struck with some doubts? See, you can do it with one component itself, but as per the challenge requirement, you need to handle input output property, that bound input or bound property and output. So you can use two component. Additionally, they want that sub component to be a library. Only module part you need to import.
Recording stopped.
Sangeeta,
Ah,
can you allow them to do this task, the password validator, without library first attempt? Once it is, then
that's what I'm
once,
telling.
yeah, that will be better, I think. How Swapnil is trying.
See, after certain stage,
Yeah,
it's been how many days? We started
it's
on
almost
April or March?
April, 7th April.
May, June, July. You are, you know, instead of, for the sake of sprint and sprint completion and for submission, the idea behind everything is you are learning. So the idea behind the sprint, submitting your sprint, our concept session, our debrief session, the ultimate objective is your learning. That's what I mentioned. So if you want to try as a very first step as a component, you give an attempt. You keep it, you let it be on the same project itself. And inside the project, later you create a library and do the same. Why there is a void silence at your side? Feeling difficult, overloaded. Please, some feedback, please.
It's difficult, ma'am.
But you people are not blank, no? You have entered into the world of Angular. If not, please let us know. Either me or Hasik sir will help you.
I'm facing
Little bit difficult, ma'am.
Ma'am, actually,
steps.
Wait, I'll go one by one. Yes, Kudus.
ma'am, actually it is not difficult. It is confusing, ma'am. That where in which file with what we have to write.
Yes, ma'am. That's the thing.
This is the problem.
Yeah. So if it is a few files, we can able to get into that in 1 or 2 days. Since we have many files and each files has separate functionality, it will take time. If you could able to practice that sample demos by yourself, then it's fine. If you feel difficulty in doing a simple sample demo on the topics, then come to us, let us know.